chasing clouds. You know we weren't going to come down. We all know our little world. You know we never needed no one. We were crazy about every day. Our love was like the light of the sun. You say time heals, so I'll wait. You say time heals, so I'll wait.
Hello, glad to have you join me on the program today. This is Real Music. My name is Solomon David. Some friends call me as D on the program and give voice to real music and showcase to the world real musicians. You can send me your comments, your questions, your contributions, your suggestions through the contact displayed on the screen right about now. With me in the studio is still a renowned musician. She is a talented instrumentalist. She's very renowned for good and great music. Can you join me as I make welcome Asikey George, the award-winning Asikey? Glad to have you on the program.
Thank you very much.
Wow, excellent, excellent. You were at the Afrima. Wow, tell me your experience. But before you do that, something happened that very day. Lots of people, lots of artists won awards, didn't show up for the awards. What did you think happened?
Well, I would definitely not know. I don't know them personally, but a lot of things could have been.
Okay.
A lot of things could have been like I could miss out on future awards, like something like that in the future. Maybe something comes up, like I think Davido was at the EMAs, so that was like you can't be at two places at once. You just have to pick one. So maybe it's a matter of preference or urgency or distance.
What it meant was that some of them didn't show up. To me, probably it didn't really give much. They didn't really attach much relevance to the awards. But whatever it was that made them not to show up, well, all of that having to do with them. Afrima has come and gone, and of course, the stories about Afrima is going to be in the media for a very long time. At least it took place in November. It's going to be remembered for quite a number of weeks or months. And now you're here. You are the newest award-winning personality, and so glad to have you here on the program. But before we proceed further, can we meet you?
Okay. My name is Asikey, and I'm an artist and a musician. When I say an artist, I mean I do art, everything art. I am a songwriter, a singer, an amateur graphic artist and photographer. So I'm an artist, basically.
And now, Asikey, your real name is Asikey George, right? And you've been in music for a while. Now,
Yes.
what particularly inspired you into music? Before you answer the question,
Okay.
let me say this. How did you all start talking about your music career?
Okay. I think I should introduce myself at this point where I was born. I was born in Ogun State to a Hausa mother and a Calabari father. So I'm Calabari.
That which state?
River State, Port Harcourt. And I think we moved around a lot. My dad's job required that we move around a lot. So we traveled to like every length and breadth of the country while I was growing up. And I think I picked up music since I was 5, thereabout, in Delta State, which was where I spent the most part of my growing up. My entire primary education was in Delta State. So I started listening to music, the music my parents were listening to at the time, reggae, Lucky Dube, Bob Marley, and the likes. Eric Donaldson. I was listening to all these people, and somehow their songs just stuck in my head. And I found myself, I remember a particular event where I was playing with a chorus, a Lucky Dube chorus, and putting my own words into his melodies. So from that point, I just knew I wanted to play with music. Like, I wanted to deal with it.
Excellent. Now your dad moved a lot, right?
Yeah.
While growing up. He's into the force, or he's in
the Nigerian Customs Service. He's retired now.
Okay, that's excellent. Now, while growing up, you were listening to music, and you listened to a couple of reggae musicians. And what were the inspirations that you got from the song? Did you just listen to them because every other person was listening to, or you were listening to those songs because you picked interest in the genres of music?
I was a child. I was 5 years old, so I didn't really know anything about music. It was just what I found around me, which is why I think I was lucky, because I grew up around good music. Everybody I looked up to was listening to what I consider good music now, because I think Bob Marley is a good artist, a legendary artist. And I listened to Lionel Richie, Phil Collins, Diana Ross. These were the albums that you could find in my house. So you can't listen to that kind of music. It's not like I could go out there and buy a CD. I was just a kid. So whatever I found at home was what I listened to. So I was lucky that we had great materials at home. And that's what I grew up with.
Well, having said that, did your dad, your mom, the both of them, were they in support of your craft when you started out? As a young child, 5. You're 5, right? And yes, most of the parents who want their kids to study, start spending time reading, but you were listening to music as a child. What were their reactions?
Well, at the time, my dad, while growing up, my dad was barely ever at home because of his job. When we were in Delta State, he was either in the north or somewhere in the east. He came home once in a month, so I put him out. But my mom was, I think it was, they didn't take it serious at the time, and nobody even knew I liked music because I was a very quiet child, always reserved, withdrawn. So whatever I was doing at the time until recently, everybody knew I was doing music when I got into school, University of Nigeria, Nsukka. This is where I graduated from. So in my second year.
Which year was that? Which year did you graduate?
2015.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. What did you study?
I studied history and international studies.
Okay, that's excellent.
Yeah, thank you. And so I had, as of 2013, when I recorded my first song in school, that's when everyone knew that, okay, I'm serious with music. 2013.
So you recorded your first.
That was my first recorded song. Like that was the first time I was in a music studio. Yeah. Everything else I had been doing was just choir on my own, playing my guitar for family, friends, until I said, okay, let me take this to the studio. Let me just hear how I sound there. And my first song was like, in the entire school, like I didn't even plan to put it out. I just recorded it for myself. I wanted to hear what that would sound like. So when I was done, before I knew it, like everybody just, this is great. Like the school's radio station, Lion FM, started playing it, and everybody wanted to meet me, and we started. It was just a lot of favors, like when people actually like what you do and feel like, I was like, wow. So that encouraged me, and I definitely wanted to do more. It's not like I was going to do more anyway, even if they didn't like it.
Most definitely, people really would want to, of course, like what you are doing, because, for you to have come on this program, definitely you must have put a whole lot for us to have supported you out. And, how was the experience like being in the studio? What was the experience being in the studio for the first time? What was the experience like for you?
I was nervous at the time. I was nervous because it was like a science experiment I was about to do for the first time. So I went with my friend and manager at the time, he just took the title manager because he had to. He was the first person that took interest in my music. His name is Asikey, and we went there. He had booked this session earlier. And when we went there, I was just super nervous, but it was okay. It came out. I can't really describe how I can't remember exactly like the details.
But he was there to just encourage you.
Exactly. We had done voice training all the day before, all through and everything. So he had to be there to make sure I delivered as expected.
Well, having said that, we are going to be dealing with two matters now. Firstly, we'll be talking about Afrima, the award, and we'll also be talking about, some projects that you have, some musical projects that you have on ground, that you're working on. Now, you are the award-winning musician, and so, before I go on, what category were you nominated, and what category did you win? I'm sure you won that, or you won in that category. So what category was that?
Best female artist in inspirational music. That's the category.
So how did you feel when you were called out?
Okay, I felt
so elated.
No words.
Wow, so exceptional, right?
Yeah.
Now, what inspired you to do that track?
Okay.
That eventually got you the award, the Afrima Award.
I like talking about this song because it gets me emotional.
Okay.
It was one of my earliest written songs. The period of my life during when I was 14 through to when I was 17 was one where I was just writing songs, like probably getting all the trashy songs or the great songs out of my system. There's something Ed Sheeran said. He said songwriting is like, it's like testing maybe a borehole. You need to first flush out a lot of water. Like the first songs you write are always funny, and it keeps looking funny until it starts to build up. Yeah, it starts to take shape, and your writing starts to you now get to know the intricacies. You know what to write. You know when the line could be better. You know when to erase it and do something. So Earth Attack was one of the first songs I ever wrote when I was 15, and I recorded it years later, which is last year. It was recorded last year.
So you have it as a track?
It's on my EP, Human. That's the title of the EP. It was released October last year, 2016.
All right. So, having talked about Afrima and all that, so how did you even start? You're carrying a guitar. You're a female guitarist, and that makes you a musician. You sing, you play the musical instrument. So, tell me, is it that easy? I mean, how did you start? How did you get into playing of the guitar? How did you mean? Some people have been trying to play like forever. Tell me, how did you get into playing the guitar?
I was just interested.
Okay.
I was just interested because it's not necessarily about the guitar. It's about music. It's about music. Even if you kept me or if you keep me in a desert with absolutely nothing, I'll still find a way to make music. Because music must be made. So I remember when I was 5, I tried to make a guitar out of, this may sound really funny, out of a Milo container, a stick, and some rubber and some rubbers.
You've had it. So you have had a conception right from inception.
Yeah. So imagine. Yeah, I just wanted to make sound. I wanted something that would make it sound. So when I saw this, I was like, wow, this will make a sound. Let's make a sound in it.
That's why I picked it up.
Yeah, I always liked the instrument because it's handy. You can carry it around.
Mobile.
Yeah, it's mobile, and I like it. I like the acoustic ones. I like the fact that the sound is natural. It's just strings making a sound, coming out from their sound is produced by this hole, and the frets are demarcating the notes. So it was just the mechanism is pretty easy, and it's all natural, really.
I'm particularly inspired by ladies who pick interest in playing the musical instrument, most especially the guitar. Now, how long did it take you to learn this guitar?
In case you're expecting to hear 1 month, that's not the case. It was, okay, let me tell you how it happened. I was in school at the time, and then I saw someone playing, I met someone playing, and I was like, can you tell me how this stuff works? And he's like, okay, this is the C note. He just pointed out, this is the C chord, this is the E chord, this is the A chord, this is the D chord, this is the G chord, and this is how to make them. And then at the time, I already knew the basics of chord formation through the keyboard.
Through the keyboard, okay.
Yeah.
That means you play the keyboard too.
Yes, I figured that out when I was 13. So
when you were 13,
yeah,
you're already
playing
looking at the girl playing the keyboard.
Yeah, I liked sounds that much. As in, if don't worry,
you're a genius. I mean, you're spectacular. Yeah, I mean.
Thank you. And so, where was I driving at?
Yeah,
okay, how I figured it out. Yeah. So when he pointed out those chords, I was like, okay, that's basic. Those chords, you can basically sing almost anything you want with them. That's one thing about the guitar. Once you figure out the first, the fourth, the fifth, and the sixth, you can play just about any song. Ed Sheeran has done it on TV before. So when I got home, I and my brother put together what we had saved at the time, our personal savings, and we got one.
It took your personal resources to get a guitar.
Yeah. So when we got it at home, it was now you versus your instrument. You say you want to learn Abi, now it's before you. Go ahead, pick it up. So I just stayed with it an entire day, and I remembered everything my friend told me, and I found myself playing songs, my favorite songs already.
How long was that?
A day. A day.
I can almost
anybody could figure this out.
I can almost say this is absolutely, to so many people, impossible to have one's hands laid on a guitar and be able to play and perfect it in a day, because you also told me off camera when we were at the Afrima that you began to play and began to sing along that very day.
Yeah.
This is exceptional, as a matter of fact.
Thank you.
I think we might need to search the Guinness Book of Records. Yeah. Put your name there or not. No, I just have to do. We have to do that because we have to appreciate people when they've come up with good stuff and when they're doing good. When they're breaking the limits and of course stretching themselves beyond limit and going extreme, and that was what you have done. And today it has, of course, brought you to limelight, and that made us to spot you out, because this program, it's about music, it's about musical instrument, is about musicians, and we've been able to bring you bring you on the program for that purpose. Mm-hmm. Now, in a couple of time, you're going to be playing for us. Okay. You're going to be playing and you're going to be singing and playing the guitar alongside. Sure. We'll be going on a short break now. When we return, the discussion continues.
When I say I want money, when I say I want better things, I mean I want to be happy. Oh. When I say I want to see you, when I say I want to talk to you, I mean you make me happy. Oh. And when I want to smile, I think I know just who I need. Because I want to be happy. Happy, everything we do, and because of we want to be happy. because of you. We want to be happy, happy, happy. Everything we do, not because of you. We want to be happy, happy, happy. Everything we do, not because of you. We want to be happy. When I know it's
Welcome back. There's still real music, and of course, we still have the award-winning Asikey as our guest, and she's been telling us a whole lot. As a matter of fact, I've been highly inspired by the steps she took when she was about to start music, and these are steps that are worth emulating by most of the upcoming artists. All right, now we'll be looking at your guitar, and you are going to be playing for us. So it will look as though we're just talking, and so we want you to display. There's no action to back it up.
I'm carrying the instrument anyway.
So you can just play the guitar. Let's hear.
Okay, all right. We stay up all night, use the sky as a board, painting pictures of things we never are seeing. I imagine myself holding trophies and ask questions about God. We are the kind that live forever. 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 Seconds turn into minutes and minutes to hours. Things are clearer at night when the world is asleep. So we stay up and talk and dream and smile as we think of everything and ask questions about God. And ask questions about God. We are the kind that live forever. We are the kind that live forever. We are the kind that live forever. We are the kind that live forever.
Excellent. That was
you.
very inspirational. Wow. I hope when we invite you to come for the program some of the time, you will oblige us, right?
Absolutely, whenever.
It's absolute pleasure having you on the program.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Diligence and perseverance definitely will bring about excellence. And with excellence, limitless patronage is inevitable. I will join the curtain on the program, and I won't leave without expressing my gratitude to the executive producer of Free Music, the viewers, and the entire crew and family of Asikey. My name still remains Solomon David. Until I come your way, same time, same station, I'm asking to enjoy the rest of the moment. Bye for now.
Thank you.